And welcome to another episode of Daybreak. We have our Focus on Shelton brought to us by our friends at Our Community Credit Union. We have here in the green room with us Shelton Municipal Court Judge Stephen Greer, who is going to talk about the proceedings at the courthouse and what's going on and how COVID has affected everyone there. Judge, welcome to Daybreak.
Thank you very much.
Thanks for being with us. Before you became a municipal court judge, you were with the district court for quite a few years as well, a lot of judicial experience.
That's correct. About 14, 15 years filling in with the district court, and about 25 years with the Kitsap District Court as a substitute judge.
Now, with all your judicial experience, have you ever witnessed anything like this pandemic? I mean, this is new to all of us pretty much, but is this pretty unprecedented for you where procedures like this have to take place?
This is unusual times. Nothing like this has ever happened. So we're all learning as we go. The court system across the state of Washington is run by the Washington State Supreme Court. So they're giving us the guidelines to follow every day as we operate our courts.
So you operate under the court, not under the governor's office or anything like that?
Correct. The Washington State Supreme Court has pretty much reflected the governor's rulings most of the time. So, for instance, we've been open in the city since June 1st, which is sooner than the rest of the city opened, because the state Supreme Court wanted the courts open to the public, and so we do have slightly different guidelines.
And they were closed right around when everything else started closing down, like late March or April? How long were the courts closed?
Late March, all of April, and all of May. During that time period, there's been a lot of cooperation between the courts. And so the city court used the district court courtroom because they had the video capacity to make us broadcast out to the public, something the city does not have. It also included the cooperation of the Mason County Superior Court that allowed us to use one of their video rooms in the jail. So there's been a lot of court cooperation.
How's the cooperation been with people coming in and out of the courts? I know people have all sorts of political views on the masks, and people get agitated, it seems like, either way. If they have to wear them, if they don't wear them, people not wearing them. How has it been overall with the employees of the court and also the public and people involved in the cases? Is everyone pretty cooperative?
The employees have been 100% cooperative. They know this is a serious matter. It has nothing to do with politics. Courts are neutral. The Washington State Supreme Court has asked us to follow the CDC guidelines and the L&I guidelines during this time period. The public, which includes everyone from well-to-do people to homeless people and people with mental illnesses, have been 100% cooperative, with only, I think, one exception since we opened. And counsel for the defendants have also been completely cooperative. So it's gone really well.
What do you have to do? What are the procedures for putting people at ease? Just kind of peace of mind. I would imagine there's a protocol of everything from disinfecting to, what if somebody shows up at the court, they've forgotten their mask? Are they supplied to people if they ask for them, or are they turned away until they can come back with one? How does that work?
So we try to help people out. So if they come to the court and do not have a mask, we do have a mask we can give them. My security officer has a supply of masks, and for those who, either for mental health reasons or physical reasons, do not feel comfortable wearing a mask, they can phone in to the courtroom and be accommodated in that way. And we do have those notices in English and Spanish on our doors. So we do everything we can to cooperate. We've had people come to court who said they're uncomfortable wearing a mask, even though they wore one anyway. Many for maybe a mental health reason that makes them feel very uncomfortable and kind of scared. And so we take care of them right away, get them out right away, and let them know that they can call in for next hearing if they, in conjunction with their attorney, to work that out.
And one thing I was curious about is I've noticed court cases just on television around the country. I don't know how it is specifically in Shelton, but oftentimes judges and people before the judge wearing kind of the clear visor type. Are any mask? I mean, I'm wearing a bandana here. It's kind of double layered. Does it have to be kind of the more medical type mask, or as long as the face is covered? What are you seeing with that?
Face and nose have to be covered. Nobody's come in with the shield yet, as you want to call it, but it is acceptable to do that. A lot of people come in with bandanas, but the majority of people are coming in with your traditional type mask. I have access to the mask I'm wearing right now, which is actually supplied by the police chief the other day, but I also have medical masks as well, which sometimes I do wear.
How do you see that it affects, I always wonder about personality. There's so much involved with the judge and the people before the judge and attorneys and the public. One thing I really dislike about the mask, not so much the inconvenience of wearing them, I'm used to that, and I want to be safe and make everyone else feel safe as well. The one disturbing thing to me is kind of the lack of expression, kind of. Does that play into any of that, where you can't really look and see? It's almost like a poker face where we lose a lot of that with communication. I know that in the courts, communication's paramount. Has that affected anything at all?
You do lose some of that. That is true. But I also have 30 years of mental health experience. So, believe it or not, seeing their eyes and their movements
Sure.
with their hands helps me a lot. And for example, the district court, which has been using the city for trials, they have their testifying witnesses without a mask, and they put up plexiglass shields to protect other people in the room, so that exactly what you said, so people can see the expression on the face, because that is important at some times.
Sure. And when you reopened June 1st, what kind of a backlog was there? Was it hard to kind of get back on track? And how are you looking now in terms of court cases moving smoothly through the system?
We had a major backlog when we reopened, because prior to that, we were only doing in custody matters when people came to the jail, nothing else. So our arraignment calendars for a while were double or more the normal size. Our criminal calendars were about double the normal size. It's starting to slow down, which is a good thing. And so I think we're handling it really well. The staff's been fantastic. I have great staff, and they've been working really hard, and we're making it through.
Speaking of staff, did the numbers get cut down at all? Was everybody deemed essential within the court environment, or how did that affect your staffing levels?
The court is essential, but the staff, I have an administrator and 2.25 clerks and a community service supervisor. And the clerks are union, so they took furloughs like all their union members did. My administrator took a voluntary furlough of 1 day a week, as did my community service supervisor. We believe in the city that everybody kind of bears the burden. We're all sharing the tightened budget, and even though we were still open, we just pushed forward.
And for those of us who don't know, I'm fascinated by all this, but I don't know a lot of the intricacies of it. What are some of the main differences between district court, so the Mason County District Court versus the Shelton Municipal Court, in terms of the type of cases that you see?
The district court and city court both handle the same type of criminal cases, which is your misdemeanors and gross misdemeanors. The Shelton court for those that happen inside the city limits. The district court covers the whole county. The big difference is city courts do not do civil cases. So the district court has small claims, anti-harassment orders, domestic violence protection orders, civil lawsuits, and the city court does not have any of those matters.
Anything else going over at the Municipal Courthouse you'd like to talk about, or anything coming up?
Well, I think morale's been an issue with everybody. I mean, things have been dragging on. And so I believe our local Chamber of Commerce has joined in with drawing chalk designs on the sidewalk here later this month.
Oh, okay.
And I told my staff we're going to join in on that, and I think the city might be coming along with us. And Friday, I challenged the district court to join in us in that activity as well, and I think it'll be a good morale booster. I think we have to recognize the staff is pretty stressed, and they need a break.
It's taken a toll. That's one thing I've noticed too, is it's brought people together, but it's kind of torn us apart too. And people working from home, and those with kids who have to teach their kids at home, and distance learning and Zoom interviews. And are some of the procedures done by Zoom in the courthouse? Do you have any of that stuff like remote Skype and other
the city court does not have the ability to do Zoom per se, because we also have the added obligation of broadcasting outward to the general public. And what we can't loop in is our video screen to the jail,
Okay.
which is a separate video system. And so that's where the county came in when we were completely closed. They have a much more complicated video system already in place. They layered Zoom on top of it. So we could put the courtroom and the jail screen and the Zoom all linked together and then out to the public so they can see what's going on, because we have to be open to the public. So right now, we're not doing that. Some people call into the court, but our courtroom is open to the public.
Our guest has been Shelton Municipal Court Judge Stephen Greer, and this has been Focus on Shelton, brought to you by our friends at our Community Credit Union. Judge, thanks a lot for your time and all your hard work, and your staff as well over there.
Thank you very much for having me here today.
Appreciate it. Thanks for answering all the questions.